I want to thank you all for coming to our 5th Summer Dinner Series dinner. How many of you, this is your first time to one of our Summer Dinner Series? Holy cow. Oh, man, this is going to be fun because wait till you see what we have in store for you. You know, I joke about, we've got all kinds of hyper-local, you're going to see produce, proteins, you're going to meet chefs, you're going to hear stories. We've got, are we doing an uplink tonight? You know, I always joke about how foodies right now, and we are all foodies, I think it's safe to say we're also taking it to maybe even a whole other degree. Is there's people that like their food, but then there's people that want to know about their food, and that's why you're here. And we're going to have an uplink where you will be seeing the farmer that grew some of the produce on the TV here. So a lot of people, I joke that they go, you know, people now want to know the name and blood type of their kale farmer. You're going to talk to your kale farmer tonight. So this is something that's going to be really, really cool. Well, buckle in. We're going to we've got Jim Pittenger, Biker Jim. Who here knows Biker Jim? So hardly anybody knows him. Let me introduce Jim. No, Jim is an incredible chef, as everybody knows. We've got how many courses tonight, Jim? 6 courses.
17 courses.
17 courses.
But I'm breaking them down by bites. So the first course is just 1 bite. Second course, probably like 5 bites. So by the time we're done, 17 bites.
17 bites. Man, that's you don't get it much more than that. So hey, I'm gonna bring in our founder of the Modern Eater Show, because this is part of the Modern Eater, and I'll back up a little bit. This is where we do the Modern Eater Show every Saturday live. We actually have 2 tables right here. It's on KHOW AM radio. It's on Facebook. It's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And those of you in the industry, come down. It's amazing what happens there. But what you're going to find, you're going to make a whole bunch of new friends, a bunch of new foodie friends. You're going to learn more, way more. I'll tell you what's going to be fun. Typically, people come here hoping to find some answers to certain questions that they've got. And the reality is, you're going to get answers to questions you haven't even thought of. And so also, don't forget, we've got our brewers and distillers in the back. So I'm going to bring up the founder of the Modern Eater, Greg Hollenbeck. Come on up, Greg.
Wow, 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 wow. First of all, you guys, let's hear it for you guys. You're here tonight. And wow, how patient you've been, because I know everybody's hungry, or hangry is what I get. It's after work. You've had some libations. What did you think of Happy Hour with Bear Creek Distillery and Chain Reaction Brewing Company? That's a good sign, Little Rich. I got to bring in here Brian Freeman, my co-host. He invented produce. He's the owner of Growers Organic. And a lot of the great farms that we work with is a tribute to Brian. So let's hear for Brian Freeman here. So like Rich said, here's the Modern Eater. This is where we broadcast from every Saturday night. This is our home. It's an incubator of ideas in the culinary industry, and we have the pleasure to work with some great chefs, some great farms, some great ranches, brewers, distilleries. It's Colorado at its finest, and we hope you're going to love what you see here tonight. No doubt that the food's going to be delicious, but here's the thing. We're going to bring Biker Jim up here. He's working hard to get this first course up with his great staff that's here with us. This is the hard work. You guys are in the kitchen. You don't get any more local, in the kitchen, hands-on. You're watching it all happen in front of you, and hopefully that experience resonates with you as much as it does us, because we truly just fell in love. And we've fallen in love with this community of people. So without further ado, the man of the hour is the 2 and only. He's the guy that I envy. He's my spirit guide. His name's Biker Jim Pittenger. Biker Jim, come on up here, my friend. Jim.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Say hello.
Well, hi, guys. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I apologize for the delay. We were working for about an hour with a cold oven, so we're just a little behind. But course number 1 should be coming out in a moment, and it is beef cheek manwich in a bacon basket, kind of like Mom used to make when you were a kid. Although these are smoked beef cheeks, smoked for about 4 hours. Thank you, AJ's Barbecue. Thank you, Jared Leonard, and all the cool stuff that Jared does for us. Jared's awesome.
Thank you, Western Meats.
And Western Meats for providing us with some fun bacon and some fun
Damon
cheeks meats.
Stanos.
Am I even on? I'm still on. Can you guys hear me? How do I sound? Am I nasal at all? I'm using my FM radio voice. Have you ever stood next to this guy? Thank you.
I'm nervous.
Now, if you mean that in the effect that Fran Drescher looks no different now than she did in Spinal Tap, she's a fucking vampire. You know, I don't know whose blood she's sucking, but I'd get in for some of that. No. Well, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. So braised the cheeks meat and then mixed it with, you know, some onions, some peppers, some tomatoes and stuff. This is a little Serrano gastrique. Kind of cut the... So I have no sense of smell, so I actually cook by texture and color. So that'll cut some of the brown. The brown flavor.
I thought you brought an official smeller with you, Jim.
Let's make some of these. Can you keep these people entertained while I make a couple?
I think that between music and Brian talking about produce that he just invented moments ago, we'll be fine with that. But Jim,
first,
most
this
important,
is some cowboy caviar. You guys are all familiar with cowboy caviar.
No, please
Awesome.
tell us about cowboy caviar.
Cowboy caviar, pickled mustard seeds. So you get that little hint of mustard, but the pickling actually cuts a lot of the heat that mustard has, replaces it with a little bit of brightness. Goes really well with the gastrique. And then I made some gorgonzola clouds. It might be storm cloud. It's a pretty heavy cloud. We'll see how that works out. But let me make some food for you guys. So
well, while you do that, thank you, Jim. Biker Jim Pittenger right there. While we get this first course out, if you guys could find your seats, you'll notice that you see a lot of stuff on the TVs. We are streaming live on the Modern Eater Facebook page. So if you're wanted by the cops, we cannot blur you out. But what you will see is share, like it. Can you share and like that? No problem. So your friends and family will see that. Without further ado, Brian Freeman, here it is, Week 5, Summer Dinner Series, babe.
Yeah, the thing that I would tell everyone about is this is a culmination of a summer road trip every year that we go visit these farms that you're about to eat, their labors, the fruits of their labor. So I hope you enjoy. On the table, there's very, very ripe apricots, local. Enjoy. Those are, yeah, and we'll be back. Well, I'll let everyone sit down, relax, settle in.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dan with Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Welcome all of you out there at the Modern Eater Summer Dinner Series. I just wanted to showcase our shop here, located at 2485 North Federal in Sloan's Lake, Jefferson Park area of Denver. It's an all things barbecue shop, so we've been around for about 2 years. Got a little bit of everything in the shop to satisfy all your backyard grilling needs. So walking in the shop here, carry everything from sauces and rubs, wonderful ingredients to add to your grilling experience, all different types of fuels. So we've got some Rockwood charcoal, we've got some Blues Hog, as well as some briquettes. Right now we're rolling past our one of our most popular lines, the Yoder Smoker. We have a Yoder here at the Modern Eater, the charcoal cooker that the chefs will be using for the summer dinner series. We also carry their pellet line. Rolling back in here to the back of the shop, that big green egg, similar to the one you see here at the Modern Eater. That's the XL, does a great job of grilling and smoking. Rolling back into our gas grill line, as well as our Memphis. So the Napoleon gas grill line here, fantastic gas grills, built-ins as well as carts. We got all different sizes, everywhere from 4 burners to 6 burners to 8 burners. They've got an infrared on there, rotisserie, really high-quality cookers for your backyards. Strolling across the shop here, we got a little grill grade decal from our friends down at 210 Steel. Gateway drum smoker, if you're looking for something a little bit hotter, a little bit faster. Sets in nicely at about 300 degrees, whether you're hanging ribs, chicken, brisket, or pork. Bottom line is we got all kinds of cool stuff here at the shop. Backyard guys turned competition guys turned caterers decided to follow our passion and open up a kick-ass store here, like I mentioned, at 25th and Federal. We've also got an awesome meat cooler in the back, all different types of some locally sourced meats. Chef Justin Brunson opened up his new company, River Bear. So we got their sausages, their Texas hot links, their bacon, as well as some Duroc spare ribs, some Duroc pork butts, as well as some Midland Meat Company beef, some delicious Wagyu crossed with some Angus, delicious cuts of strips, some ribeyes, some plate ribs, some ground beef, anything basically for you guys to throw on your smoker, your cooker in your backyard. So in summary, a one-stop shop for all your needs. So stop by, see us. We're open here 7 days a week, 10 to 6. We'd love to chat with you guys.
What? Thievery Corporation?
Yeah.
On Pandora? Looks like we're going to have to get this crowd drunk.
That's Theory Radio.
No, bring the volume up on that.
Our sound engineers that Chico can walk up, they look fake. They're like real perfect.
him you couldn't eat that. Oh, you did eat it? No. Okay. I don't want to see what you. Anyway, so I told the girl. So then she turns to me and goes. She says, what would you like to drink? And I said, "Dad, can you give me a 78 Mad Dog, real good, you know?" And she goes, "Why don't we have that, but I'll go check." Please. That's my old Mad Dog 2020. Yeah. That's my old one.
find out. I'm calling Tom McCracken to see if he'll talk about his skinwalker. He was the one who got skinwalker insight. Had the idea of let's do skinwalkers.
Fog is incredible, man. It's got the plates out for him.
Tom, Brian, calling from Jay's phone. Call me back tonight if you could do like a... What's up? Use the microphone for a second.
Check. So how was round one? The tasty little bite that makes you want more? Yeah. I think the gastrique kind of pulled the whole room together. What movie? Bing, 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 bing. We have some winners. I have a number of bone marrow bones left. Does anybody want to take bones to their dog? All right. All right. So we will save the bones. Come collect them in a little bit. The salad course shall be coming out. And so on the description, it says compressed beet salad. I did compress some beets with some Chambord, and that is god-awful. Don't do that. Never try that. So these beets have been compressed by God. So I bought them already compressed. Actually, Brian provided them pre-compressed. Yay, Brian. So we tried something a little different. I do have a really interesting dressing coming on these. So give us a minute. We'll have some greens. You'll feel very virtuous soon. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jim. Is everyone having a good time, though? Nice.
Do I have what?
Oh, really? But that's pretty valuable.
switch this camera to the
Dave, you want to?
deflating. Just a little tighter shot of the salad course going up. I'm trying to leave the.
Did you like that last course? Go on. And comment and tell us what you thought about that last match. Jake, comment. Okay. Be like, hey, are you loving this? Remember, we're streaming live. Go share that on your Facebook page. And also great admin. Drop your food. Don't forget to take pictures. Stories, tag. Hey, you know the bed I slept in out there? Gigi didn't even get lucky. Take pictures of anybody.
They're about to come and she's like, do me from behind and slap my ass. Should I not boss you around? Should I not? I'm sorry, I'm your boss at work. I didn't mean to. And he's like, no, I just didn't say that. And she's like, oh, seriously, just do me from behind and you never see her. Come and see me again. Did you hear about that? I know, we were just there. And we're like,
Hang on. Let me pop that.
well, it's right here. Hold on. Almost like chopped beef over here. Chopped liver.
No, but it was so funny.
Well. I think Mr. Jim Pittenger is getting ready for our second course. I know everyone is hungry. The salad, why I'm going to talk for a second, highlight this because this is what we are all about, local. So what you're about to get on this salad is insane. I'm going to let Jim introduce it, and then I'm going to talk about the farms.
Okay, I'll let him talk about the farms. Because what? Do I look like a farmer? Come on, I have a bidet for God's sakes, you know? So Brian provided all the veg for this, and it looks fantastic. I made this, which I know is fantastic. This is a mango sake black vinegar vinaigrette. It's kind of good. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. I was here for a dinner a couple of weeks ago. Keegan Gerhard put it on. Were any of you guys here at Keegan's dinner? He did a big diatribe on vinaigrettes and how much he dislikes vinaigrettes. I'm not saying I made this to spite Keegan, but I did make this. You guys tell me what you think. I'm going to let Brian tell you where the veg comes from, and we'll try and get some of these out to you here real quick.
Awesome, Jim. I love it when a chef is so humble like that he really only made the vinaigrette, right? Because he made so much more. He created something on this plate for us. Very similar to the farmers. So what's super cool is the bottom of this salad is something called quinoa greens. Has anyone ever had quinoa greens? Not the greens, you've had the grain. Most people have had the grain. And what's very interesting is right in the middle of the 70s, between 76 and 78, Colorado was one of the first states in the United States to do testing with CSU with one of my farmer partners down in the San Luis Valley, and they were growing the first U.S. experimental quinoa crops. This product is a result of that because this is something that we've always looked with my farmer partners. What is new? What is up and coming? What would a chef want to use that's different? Because everyone's using the same kind of greens. And if you think about it, we're used to collard greens, cooking greens, which are shards, braising mix, mustard greens, and things like that. This is a quinoa green, and you can eat it fresh and cooked. And so you're about to taste the fresh version tonight. It's really cool because quite honestly, my partners, the two farmer partners that I started Growers Organic with 15 years ago, actually, and we were selling quinoa greens about 20 years ago at the Cherry Creek Farmers Market, is where my whole career started in the world of produce back at '94, to give you an idea. And this quinoa greens is something that's completely unique, super high in, as you know, the quinoa, right, is got the 6 essential amino acids. I don't know if anyone knew that. But so that's on the bottom of this plate. Then we've got some watercress. I wish we could take credit for that in Colorado. I do have one little farm that does harvest some peppercress out of theirs, but it would have been a little too overpowering for this. The beets are also from White Mountain Farm. So the quinoa greens and the beets are from White Mountain Farm down in the San Luis Valley. And if any of you know about the San Luis Valley, very sandy soil. It used to be the largest carrot growing region in the country before that moved out to California. Now we're the largest organic crop. We're on the edge of getting displaced from California on that as well, but we grow more organic potatoes in Colorado than in Idaho. A lot of people didn't know that. Yep, organic potatoes. It's right here. We have some of the biggest research right here is where, I hate to say it, McDonald's does a lot of their research. Someone is down rubbing my leg. That felt very nice, though, Jimbo. So then we've got some awesome tricolored carrots on there and some little mixed medley tomatoes. So enjoy. And by the way, if you like it, take a picture, put it on Instagram. If you put it on, tag the Facebook page, we will post your comments live so you can see them as well if you want to have fun. But check it out, Instagram and Facebook. Tag the Modern Eater as well as Jim and Biker Jim and good food and Colorado all day. Enjoy your food.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dan with Proudsel's Barbecue and Provisions. Welcome all of you out there at the Modern Eater Summer Dinner Series. I just wanted to showcase our shop here, located at 2485 North Federal in the Sloan's Lake, Jefferson Park area of Denver. It's an all things barbecue shop, so been around for about 2 years. Got a little bit of everything in the shop to satisfy all your backyard grilling needs. So walking in the shop here, carry everything from sauces and rubs, wonderful ingredients to add to your grilling experience, all different types of fuels. So we've got some Rockwood charcoal, we've got some Blues Hog, as well as some briquettes. Right now we're rolling past our one of our most popular lines, the Yoder Smoker. We have a Yoder here at the Modern Eater, the charcoal cooker that the chefs will be using for the summer dinner series. We also carry their pellet line. Rolling back in here to the back of the shop, that big green egg, similar to the one you see here at the Modern Eater. That's the XL, does a great job of grilling and smoking. Rolling back into our gas grill line, as well as our Memphis. So the Napoleon gas grill line here, fantastic gas grills, built-ins as well as carts. We got all different sizes, everywhere from 4 burners to 6 burners to 8 burners. They've got an infrared on there, rotisserie, really high-quality cookers for your backyards. Strolling across the shop here, we got a little grill grade decal from our friends down at 210 Steel. Gateway drum smoker, if you're looking for something a little bit hotter, a little bit faster. Sets in nicely at about 300 degrees, whether you're hanging ribs, chicken, brisket, or pork. Bottom line is we got all kinds of cool stuff here at the shop. Backyard guys turned competition guys, turned caterers, decided to follow our passion and open up a kick-ass store here, like I mentioned, at 25th and Federal. We've also got an awesome meat cooler in the back, all different types of some locally sourced meats. Chef Justin Brunson opened up his new company, River Bear. So we got their sausages, their Texas hot links, their bacon, as well as some Duroc spare ribs, some Duroc pork butts, as well as some Midland Meat Company beef, some delicious Wagyu crossed with some Angus, delicious cuts of strips, some ribeyes, some plate ribs, some ground beef, anything basically for you guys to throw on your smoker, your cooker in your backyard. So in summary, a one-stop shop for all your needs. So stop by, see us. We're open here 7 days a week, 10 to 6. We'd love to chat with you guys.
Time. There's a value on time. Listen to my tape for a minute. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Biker Jim's dinner. Everybody liking Biker Jim's dinner?
Everybody like really hammered by him?
I know it. So Biker Jim gives a new meaning to slow food, which is great because
That was actually pretty apropos.
that was good, right?
You know, well played, Mr. Hollenbeck. Jesus.
But worth every second of the wait, and nobody's in our. Is anybody at curfew, deadline, something? Does anybody
School
have
in
that?
the morning.
No. Now's the time.
La Boheme by 9:30.
You should be in
Andy's
the
on stage.
in the crease right now. This is what we call you're in the crease. You're just
What
going
does that
right
even
down the
mean?
lane. Well, if you've ever been in the crease, Jim, you would know what it means. Somebody will fill you in on that.
I've been in this. Oh.
Who's in the crease right now? Oh, yes.
Right.
She's in the crease. Jim, this dinner
kids
is
these days.
developing. That's what we call it. Developing
That's going to
information.
be the name of my next restaurant.
Breaking
Developing
news.
Dinner.
Everybody loving it? Jim, what's in store
We
for us?
haven't even gotten started yet, really. This course is it's a pickled pork belly with sweet corn soup. For some reason, these guys, when they printed up the menu, they mixed up the courses.
Oh, yeah. The one you mentioned me.
I don't know. I mean, I sent it in ASCII. I'm not sure if you could figure that out. Oh, whoa! I'm going old school there for a second. I think Mark got that joke. What? So,
The Russians got a hold of the menu first.
yeah, maybe a little. Yeah.
So we had to decipher everything, and then we brought it back.
Right.
But
Way to
Hillary
go
didn't
political
approve
on
it.
us. Way to go all political real quick. So this is a sweet corn soup. Summertime. All right, corn is in abundance right now, and there's some really sweet corn. So I made a fun soup, and it's super sweet. So I pickled some pork belly. Did you say just like me? Aw. I pickled some pork belly to go along with it. So it's bright. It's not overly cloying. The pork belly will help with that. I think you'll like it. It'll be I mean, you guys are starving, so that's the next way I go about serving up food. Wait until you're about to pass out, and it's manna from heaven. And okay, we'll start delivering you guys food. How do you pickle pork belly? That's the question. It's actually pretty easy. I red wine. I basically made a gastrique. Red wine, sugar. Do you guys know what a gastrique is? A lot of you do. Anybody? Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to call on people that don't know. Quit looking perplexed, Tara. It's for those of you that don't know. It's basically a simple syrup, but you use vinegar instead of water, and you reduce it to a syrup. Onions, shallots, garlic. You make that gastrique. Throw in some already braised pork belly. Chop it up really fine. Put sweet soup on top. All right, that's enough out of me. I think it's time to hand this back to the professional.
No.
We're going
Jim,
to.
You can't get off that
hopefully-
easy.
Do we have enough? Are we short? I got more.
We can share. Here's what's really cool about doing these summer dinner series, and I don't know if you guys have kept track, but summerdinnerseries.com. 8 weeks in a row, the sourcing that we do, Brian, myself, Jay Parker, we went on a road trip, and we got great ingredients from farms and ranches and breweries and distilleries, but the partnerships that we have, and we need to do something. It's called Resist, and here's what we...
One second. I have a superpower. I'd forgotten that I had it. I used to tend bar. Some of my first work was tending bar. My superpower is pouring exactly the right amount of crap into a blender to put into a glass. And for some reason, I poured exactly the right amount of soup into the pan to get hot for these 40 glasses of soup. So
that is a
for the win.
superpower. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
I love that superpower. There's no
Some may get
segue,
a
but
little more than
anybody
others.
would say, speaking of superpowers, I know a guy named Jay Johnson who provided all of this delicious spirits from Bear Creek Distillery.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Here's the problem. He's a family man, and he also owns a distillery, so he has responsibilities, which I don't like. The responsibilities, tonight he's going to play hockey.
Yes.
Past this.
At 9:45.
9:45. So this is Sober Jay.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
And I always say, if you have a problem with Drunk Greg, just take it up with Drunk Greg, because Sober Greg has no idea what you're talking about. This is Sober Jay, but Sober Jay wants to leave here at 8:30. Can we resist? Is there anything we can do to keep you here a little longer?
You don't mess with the ice hockey.
You do
I'll see
not.
what Dylan's doing, but I got to.
Dylan, come here, Dylan.
He's in the restroom.
He's in the restroom. Dylan, you're not going
And
anywhere.
I certainly don't feel like I don't want to pile on Jim, but with the oven not on, it kind of pushed me back past schedule. So.
Oh.
Was that a blow?
That was a blow.
Oh man.
Has anybody here been to Bear Creek Distillery?
Please come.
Oh, we have a couple.
That needs to change. I will
I have
tell
free
you
drink
what.
Tickets for everyone here, so I'll leave them with Greg and Brian. So grab those and come and visit. We do 55 different cocktails depending on what's in season. So
Have you enjoyed these cocktails tonight?
good.
I'll tell you what, it's the tip of the iceberg. There's a gentleman named Debo that runs your bar
Correct.
inside of Bear Creek Distillery. First of all, where is Bear Creek Distillery?
We're at 1879 South Ocoma Street, which is essentially Evans and Broadway. Ocoma is one block west of Broadway, and we're 2 blocks north of Evans. So sort of an up-and-coming area. We've been over there since 2012.
No, it's not up and coming. It's coming and up.
It's
right
up.
coming and up.
It's
Isn't that the
This
Green Mile?
is so good. And I'll tell you what, here's the deal. If you haven't been to Bear Creek Distillery, you guys do things all the time. Obviously, if you're here right now, you're into a little different experience. Come get a great experience at Bear Creek Distillery. You're going to see everything that you want. But your bourbon, did you bring any bourbon tonight?
So the bourbon we're serving tonight is not the special bourbon that I brought for you on Saturday night, but we do have a bourbon. It's all a 4-year-old blend at this point. We've made all of our own spirits from grain to glass since 2013, and the fruits of that labor now are a fully matured 4-year-old straight bourbon whiskey.
I would say at this point in time, getting into the middle of the dinner, if you haven't had a cocktail, if you haven't tried their bourbon, now's the time to do it. Go rush the back.
Rush the back.
Rush the back. Jay Johnson, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
being
having
here.
us, as always.
He's a pillar of the community. He's a great guy. He does so much for all of us.
Thank you.
And Jay Johnson, I love you so much, my friend. Thank you. Oh. Taking pictures with Jay, too. You can do that in the back.
For $1.
For $1.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids, so.
But we're going to cover that $1
All right,
for Jay
perfect.
Johnson.
Thank you for having us.
I would thank you. Bear Creek Distillery, it's in the Green Mile. You hate that, right?
Not at all. You can get, I love Broadway because you could buy a car, you could buy whiskey, you could buy antiques, and you could buy a joint for when you get home. So it's a very eclectic neighborhood.
It's Colorado at its finest.
That's right.
All right, next time coming up here, Chain Reaction Brewing Company, you're going to hear from Zach Christofferson. Zach, you're a brother. I love you so much. He's got so much knowledge. Next time we come up here in the next course, you're going to see Zach, and we're going to talk about some beer with you. Thank you all for coming. Brian, do you have something to invent produce-wise?
Not right now. I hope everyone's just enjoying their food.
Okay, music up. a happy customer?
So far, so good as far as keeping those things too long to put food out. They pick me up to this new thing. Figured out how to put up people's comments on Facebook. Greg goes, push this button, touch this button. I'm usually over here on cameras, shit like that. There's this button over here that's comment. And all of a sudden we have a link to accounts, but since we linked them now, they have access to see their comments right here. So now because like I don't have time to watch all this, I'm just watching this with cameras, but now it just pops up. So now when something pops up and says some shit, I'll know about it fucking pretty quick anyway. But I can't figure out how to answer them on here, but I can answer them on here. So I was talking to this guy Chris Means, a little bit, but it's a nice new feature that we can.
Wow. That's pretty cool. And which one of you hit? That?
Normally I'm over here on cameras and shit. They got all this new shit.
I'll be damned.
So far, it's a production, like everything that people are seeing and hearing. I think it's
Jay, you're on your game, baby. Earlier, I was looking at Rich, and I'm like, Rich, are you because he's like, that glaze look. Get that glaze look. It's so funny, Rich. I love it.
Is it? You're just wrecked? Wait, what time are you waking up these days? I get about 5. Yeah, I have an internal alarm clock ran every day. Same time. You wake up right at 3. It's pushed out. It's like 10 to 5. Oh, now it's where it is.
Okay. Did you even get one?
We did.
They are
Here you go, Jim.
I know I don't have to.
Okay, everyone. Did you like this? Did you know what it was? Because I'm going to have the famous chef tell us what we just ate.
Didn't like it?
I apologize. I did not realize that snuck out. So go right ahead, Jimbo.
Okay.
What was this plate right here?
It's a dynamic plate, and I put all of my artistic skills to use making your cute little swashes, whatever the hell those were. So this is a trumpet mushroom provided by our friend Brian Freeman and Growers.
No. I think that's Salt River Aquaponic, or South River. South, the real grower of it is South. I was just the delivery guy.
Okay, so like I said, provided to me by Growers Organic and Brian Freeman. It's so this dish is kind of inspired by a dish my buddy Lon does over at LaRue. He does a trumpet mushroom milfouille, kind of like this. His is a little different. He puts butter in between each layer, compresses it. This I made a seasoned oil with safflower oil. Hey, Greg, who provides that oil?
This Colorado Mills.
Colorado Mills. This safflower oil is amazing. Herbed it up a little bit and confit the hell out of these mushrooms. So cooked them at about 160, 170 degrees for about an hour and a half. So really tender, really mushroomy.
Well, and there was lots of other things.
There were a
cooking.
couple of other things as well. So the gastrique is, I've been having a lot of fun making gastriques lately. So this is a really nice sake and a really black vinegar I found, mixed with some sugar and then just reduced and reduced and reduced to where you get this really earthy, sweet, kind of black delight right there. The red.
That's what everyone said, delight. I think I heard
Yes, a
that word
black
more
delight.
than once.
That was your, Colorado Mills sunflower.
Right
You know,
there.
I'm auctioning this bottle off. I'm starting at like 18 cents. Where I've got 18 cents in the back.
that's a
18
steal.
cents. Do I hear 20? Do I hear 20 cents?
That's a steal.
Wait, that's about as fast as I can talk. The red powder on it, you're going, oh, he put paprika on there. It's actually tomato bacon powder. So those of you that were eating kosher, sorry about that.
Wait, what? How do you make that?
How do you make it? I didn't make
I
it just.
do not.
Okay.
I've never even
So,
heard of it.
You know, the tomato powder comes from Savory Spice. Like those guys a lot. I like the Spice guy.
Yep.
He was busy.
Okay.
And the bacon powder is basically we just cook the hell out of bacon and then mash it up. So we cook it bacon until it's dust practically, and rolling pin and a cutting board, and you make bacon powder. Mixed it with the tomato powder, just like
there's a
mom
great
used to.
conversation.
Just like mom used to make breakfast. You didn't know she was such a good cook. Perfect. Yeah.
He said, did you hear what he said? This gentleman said his wife cooks bacon all the way to dust.
Yeah.
And you're still married.
He didn't realize she was.
I
so
love
good.
it.
So the whole reason I'm making dinner tonight is my mom was a terrible cook. But she belonged to the Cookbook of the Month Club for like 30 years. So I read a lot of cookbooks and watched Galloping Gourmet and Yan Can Cook and The Frugal Gourmet and, you know, I mean, all those guys. So I got some ideas. I learned how to make a really good omelet at a young age. I learned that you can woo women with food. Some women will respond to food. Many people will respond to food. You know, and I like to eat, you know, I mean, two of my favorite things to do in this world.
Well, wait, we've got plates coming out, so there's more food.
Yeah, why don't we feed you guys? I'll shut up.
Yeah, and what's going to be on these plates?
So, sous vide duck. There's been a lot of meat, a lot of steak rolling out for these summer series. And I do love me some steak, but I thought I would try something a little bit different. So did some sous vide duck. We made some bone marrow mashed potatoes. You saw the bone marrows we roasted off. They do make for like some of the best mashed potatoes I've ever seen. I roasted some tomatoes. We've got some wild mushrooms. I'll make some kind of sauce or gravy or thing. Put that on there. We have some haricot verts. For those of you that love haricot verts, you will like these. For those of you that don't know what they are, they're just fucking green beans. I really had to look it up. But give us a few minutes. We'll have some food out for you guys. Thank you.
Wait a minute. First of all, biker Jim Pittenger, right? Come on. Yeah. I mean, seriously, here's the deal. We named this dinner No Dogs Allowed. Obviously, biker Jim, he's dominated gourmet hot dogs. You kill this town. You're a pillar of this community. To see you in this kitchen doing something that you love for the folks that you love, it's so special. It's beyond special. Are you guys enjoying this tonight?
Thank you.
Being in Jim's kitchen.
I only know how to serve.
If you know Jim, and I think a lot of people do know Jim, but he has a special connection with all of us in a very meaningful one-on-one way. And tonight was one of those nights to where Jim, he's so snarky, and that's Jim. That's Jim at his finest, is that.
I'm going to say I've streaked my high school on a motorcycle when I was 15. Every day that I'm not streaking a high school on a motorcycle is me resisting the urge to streak a high school on a motorcycle. So.
And that's Biker Jim fashion. You can't beat that, and you're doing such a great job. Thank you for pouring your heart out into every one of these dishes. The folks that you brought here with you tonight.
This is Tom O'Neill.
Tom, thank you.
You'll get to know Tommy, and some of you may know his dad, Matt. Some of you have seen his dad's work. His dad's an artist. Has anybody been to Coors Field? Anybody ever been there? Do you know that mural on the west wall with the Indians and the buffalo and the old-timey baseball and stuff? Matt O'Neill did that. Tommy's dad did that. I've known Tom since he was about 5, and I could tower over him, much like he is doing for me now. Good job.
Thank you,
Aaron
Tom.
Shepard. Aaron showed up just out of the blue at a chef or death one day, and we become pals, and she keeps bubbling up here and there. She was up in Aspen throughout, just the perfect hands that I needed. She's been doing a fantastic job here tonight, giving me an opportunity to work my mouth more than my brain, apparently, most of the time. Thank you, Aaron. Let's kind of get some food going, because, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's already 30. Today is National Cheesecake Day, just so some of you knew. That may have something to do with tonight. I don't know.
Have you had a Biker Jim's dessert? Anybody? He's known for his cheesecake. It's amazing. Guys, here's what's so special. You're in our kitchen. You're in our home. And thank you so much for being here. Just 1 second, if I can get just a little teeny bit bushy. This is what the Modern Eater is all about. This is about our community. This is about you guys. This is about actually being out there and touching the food and knowing where it comes from. You're meeting a lot of new friends tonight. This is a friend setting, and we try and tell you about the purveyors that we have here tonight. There are a lot of business people that come through these halls right here, and that is our honor and our pleasure to be able to have that voice, that microphone, just like Miss Western Meats brought us the meats here tonight. And Damon Stano, my friend, thank you so much. These are the types of people, Jay Johnson at Bear Creek Distillery. We have Mark Antonation in the house from Westward. He probably hates that I'm saying that right now. Mark, thank you so much. I mean, you understand what I'm saying about if you have a voice in this community, it's our obligation. It's our obligation to be able to have that amplifier and be that conduit for people that would never have a voice. And for that, Mark, I thank you so much for doing what you do. Right here in this kitchen, I don't know if you noticed, but we have a lot of passion. The passion just transcends through everything. And that passion brings to people like Zach Christofferson from Chain Reaction Brewing Company. And if you had somebody like Little Rich Schneider from Rockalitas, you'd say stand up, and you're still not as tall as Zach right now. Little Rich, Zach Christofferson, I would be remiss, because here's passion at its finest. Here's a man that brews beer for the people, for our community, and not only that, he has an outlet to be able to tell his story. And I couldn't say more about you, Zach. Thank you so much.
We're just happy to be here, and I can't say anything else except for Chad's the one that makes most of this happen, and Chad's over here pouring the beer. He brews the beer. I just get to be the kind of face you get to stare at, but please do give Chad a hand, because his passion and his work is what makes this all possible.
Chad, right? Accolades from a very great guy, and this is Chad right here. Thank you, Chad. Tell us about what people are drinking tonight, would you?
So we brought our Polyolly Pale Ale, our ground and our cilantro lime Serrano wheat. Thought the cilantro lime fit really well with all this. It's a little peppery, but it's real fresh. Got that to cut everything, or bring everything together. It's a good time.
Chad and Zach, thank you. This is what it's about. Community, the people, the summer dinner series, the road trip, Mr. Jay Parker running around, Brian Freeman. You guys have been in the kitchen tonight. This is an experience you're never going to have and never going to have again. But if you come back, you're in our family right now. Welcome to our family, each and every one of you. Again, let's hear it for yourselves. Thank you so much. And Biker Jim Pittenger, here comes the main course, right? Yeah, eventually. Slow Food Nation. I love it. Okay, we're going to turn the music back up. Please, let's just continue the fun right here in the kitchen.
So we picked this one. This is way better. There was that orange stuff, and this is much better.
Yeah, where we go to?
I like this little Latin music.
Yeah, a little Latin. I should suck my gut in when I'm talking.
Talk shit about your own station. No, it's good. No one's saying it's bad. We like it. I like it. It's not. It's shit that people don't have to get all stressed out and scream over.
There's one thing that I should make it is for you too, because they kind of have an idea. Remind me to make it the next one. This is all
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dan with Proudsel's Barbecue and Provisions. Welcome all of you out there at the Modern Eater Summer Dinner Series. I just wanted to showcase our shop here, located at 2485 North Federal in Sloan's Lake, Jefferson Park area, Denver. It's an all things barbecue shop, so we've been around for about 2 years. Got a little bit of everything in the shop to satisfy all your backyard grilling needs. So walking in the shop here, carry everything from sauces and rubs, wonderful ingredients to add to your grilling experience, all different types of fuels. So we've got some Rockwood charcoal, we've got some Blues Hog, as well as some briquettes. Right now we're rolling past our one of our most popular lines, the Yoder Smoker. We have a Yoder here at the Modern Eater, the charcoal cooker that the chefs will be using for the summer dinner series. We also carry their pellet line. Rolling back in here to the back of the shop, that big green egg, similar to the one you see here at the Modern Eater. That's the XL, does a great job of grilling and smoking. Rolling back into our gas grill line, as well as our Memphis. So the Napoleon gas grill line here, fantastic gas grills, built-ins as well as carts. We got all different sizes, everywhere from 4 burners to 6 burners to 8 burners. They've got an infrared on there, rotisserie, really high-quality cookers for your backyards. Strolling across the shop here, we got a little grill grade decal from our friends down at 210 Steel. Gateway drum smoker. If you're looking for something a little bit hotter, a little bit faster, sets in nicely at about 300 degrees, whether you're hanging ribs, chicken, brisket, or pork. Bottom line is we got all kinds of cool stuff here at the shop. Backyard guys turned competition guys turned caterers decided to follow our passion and open up a kick-ass store here, like I mentioned, at 25th and Federal. We've also got an awesome meat cooler in the back, all different types of some locally sourced meats. Chef Justin Brunson opened up his new company, River Bear. So we got their sausages, their Texas hot links, their bacon, as well as some Duroc spare ribs, some Duroc pork butts, as well as some Midland Meat Company beef, some delicious Wagyu crossed with some Angus, delicious cuts of strips, some ribeyes, some plate ribs, some ground beef, anything basically.
Yeah, yeah, that's why if I stay much later, tomorrow's going to get off track.
her job.
I'm not doubting it. It's called affirmation.
What you're watching here at Summer Dinner Series Week 5 with biker Jim Pittenger is our tour as Jim's next course gets ready to come out. The main course, sous vide duck bone, marrow mashed potatoes with roasted tomato and wild mushroom gravy. You're watching our tour at Ska Brewing with Dave Thibodeau up in Durango. Really good time, really cool brewery, great beer, great branding, great guy, and Dave. Dave's our buddy. We love Dave. Hooked us up with some swag, T-shirts, and hats. Same thing he did last year. Second year in a row for the Summer Dinner Series and Road Trip 2019, where we visited Dave up at Ska Brewing, and just one of our absolute favorite guys, favorite breweries. You're watching the Modern Eater Summer Dinner Series Week 5 with biker Jim Pittenger from Biker Jim's Gourmet Dogs. So far, so good. It's delicious. Don't forget about Week 6. Summer Dinner Series Week 6 is August 6th with, you may know this guy, Chef Brother Luck from 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumpling in Colorado Springs. Week 7 is the ACF Colorado Chefs Association dinner. 10 different chefs all collaborating to do one menu. It's going to be a real treat. Make sure you tune into that one. The last week of the Summer Dinner Series is August 20th with the one and only Chef Justin Brunson. Old Major, Culture Meat and Cheese, River Bear American Meats. This guy's all over the place. He's going to be the final dinner. A few tickets left to each of these dinners. They're almost all sold out. So if you like what you see, you better get to summerdinnerseries.com and get your tickets. Hey there, Facebook. Jay Parker here, The Modern Eater Show, alongside Greg Hollenbach and Brian Freeman. You are watching Summer Dinner Series Week 5 with Jim Pittenger from Biker Gyms. The video you're watching is from our TME road trip up in the hills, a little place called Storm King Distilling. That's what you're watching. Make sure to tune in every week for the Summer Dinner Series. Next week, Week 6, August 6th, Chef Brother Luck from 4 by Brother Luck in Colorado Springs just opened Lucky Dumpling. Very talented chef, very cool guy. That's next week. Week after that, the ACF, Colorado Chefs Association dinner. 10 chefs all collaborating on one menu. Great organization, all benefits the apprenticeship program over there. So that's definitely a dinner you should look into and get tickets. SummerDinnerSeries.com. Support these young chefs up and coming. Our final dinner, Chef Brother, Chef Justin Brunson from Old Major and River Bear American Meats. That closes it out. Make sure you get tickets, SummerDinnerSeries.com. Jay Parker, Brian Freeman. Brian Freeman, say something to the Facebook folks.
Hey, something, Facebook folks. Are you enjoying yourself tonight? I hope watching this show is truly a treat for you, because here inside the studio kitchen, Colorado, it is awesome to see what Jim Pittenger's doing. All of our good friends over at Deer Creek and Bear Creek. Thank you. Terrible, Brian, as usual. But yeah, our good friends at Bear Creek and Chain Reaction Brewing. Zach, it's an awesome guy. Couldn't be a better person out there. But it's fun. You should check out these dinners. If you can't get one of those last tickets, make sure you think about us next year for our summer road trip 2020. We're going to really take Jay to task. He's already cringing about that, I can tell. But hey, thanks for tuning in, folks.
I just need to tell
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dan with Proudsel's Barbecue and Provisions. Welcome all of you out there at the Modern Eater Summer Dinner Series. Just wanted to showcase our shop here, located at 2485 North Federal in the Sloan's Lake, Jefferson Park area of Denver. It's an all things barbecue shop, so we've been around for about 2 years. Got a little bit of everything in the shop to satisfy all your backyard grilling needs. So walking in the shop here, carry everything from sauces and rubs, wonderful ingredients to add to your grilling experience, all different types of fuels. So we've got some Rockwood charcoal, we've got some Blues Hog, as well as some briquettes. Right now we're rolling past our one of our most popular lines, the Yoder Smoker. We have a Yoder here at the Modern Eater, the charcoal cooker that the chefs will be using for the summer dinner series. We also carry their pellet line. Rolling back in here to the back of the shop, that big green egg, similar to the one you see here at the Modern Eater. That's the XL, does a great job of grilling and smoking. Rolling back into our gas grill line, as well as our Memphis. So the Napoleon gas grill line here, fantastic gas grills, built-ins as well as carts. We got all different sizes, everywhere from 4 burners to 6 burners to 8 burners. They've got an infrared on there, rotisserie, really high-quality cookers for your backyards. Strolling across the shop here, we got a little grill grade decal from our friends down at 210 Steel. Gateway drum smoker. If you're looking for something a little bit hotter, a little bit faster, sets in nicely at about 300 degrees, whether you're hanging ribs, chicken, brisket, or pork. Bottom line is we got all kinds of cool stuff here at the shop. Backyard guys turned competition guys turned caterers decided to follow our passion and open up a kick-ass store here, like I mentioned, at 25th and Federal. We've also got an awesome meat cooler in the back, all different types of some locally sourced meats. Chef Justin Brunson opened up his new company, River Bear. So we got their sausages, their Texas hot links, their bacon, as well as some Duroc spare ribs, some Duroc pork butts, as well as some Midland Meat Company beef, some delicious Wagyu crossed with some Angus, delicious cuts of strips, some ribeyes, some plate ribs, some ground beef, anything basically for you guys to throw on your smoker, your cooker in your backyard. So in summary, a one-stop shop for all your needs. So stop by, see us. We're open here 7 days a week, 10 to 6. We'd love to chat with you.
get people back engaged here because I fell asleep. I went out into my car and took a fucking nap. So I just want to come back now that I got a little energy. He's cleaning shit up. I just.
Okay. I know the locals are getting restless. And there is plating happening right now in front of me. We have some duck and some mashed potatoes and some green beans, just as my eyes do not deceive me. But what I'm really going to talk about before Jimbo talks about that, because I know you want some food, Zach is going to tell you if everyone wants to try a red beer, there's a red beer that is specifically paired with this duck that we're about to have. So we've got some glasses going in the back right now, and we can get everyone a red beer if you would like, and we will bring them out to everybody. But I'm going to let Zach talk red beer real quick.
All right, I know everybody's getting hungry for this main course, right? So we've got the nice duck super rich, right, Brian?
Super rich.
So, and then we got this, I think it's a marrow bone mashed potato, right?
Marrow bone and mashed potato, yes, sir.
So even more richness, a little bit of just greatness there, right there in your belly. So how else do you pair it without a just a beer that's gonna kind of meld everything together? I think you're gonna get a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of richness, then just kind of a little bit of citrus from the hops on that red ale, and then we're going to just pair that all together just with the great kind of texture that a mashed potato, but then you put that, how do you put it, like delicacy with the marrow bone?
Yep.
And I guess the taste of life and passion, which would be inside of your marrow, right? Like, I got the marrow for life, and we'll just call this kind of the a groundskeeper red is what we call it. And I think a groundskeeper is like marrow of passion in his life for hard work and feeling the earth and just feeling fun. So this is going to be a great pairing. I hope everybody enjoys.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And just let us know if you'd like one of these reds. There's these ups.
Come on, Randy.
Oh, we have something new on the plate. We've got a cornbread. Is this a gluten-free cornbread? Gluten-free corn muffin. From gluten-free things. John Irvin. Beautiful.
is here in about a half a second.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go get Jim on.
You know why? Because if I was in the restaurant industry and anybody said something sideways when they come to me out of the business, I'd let them be.
No, you gotta smile and nod.
I would let them say you are a terrible person. Like, who the and I get fired.
Your face is like, okay, buddy.
It's almost sacrilegious for another man's food. Right? But here's the story about the people that he comes to. That's just the bottom of their bottle. They cut it off. Look at that. That's the bottom of their bottle.
Or did you have Coca-Cola?
Okay. Let me go work some up. Oh. I don't know. Is this thing on? What plate should we do? Let's go one of these square plates. Square plates sound good. All right, you guys are finally getting a substantial part of this evening's dinner. Good hearty food, I hope. This has been like the most delicate dinner I think I've ever prepared, with the cute little bites and stuff like that. So I'm glad that I was able to throw out some meat and potatoes. The duck wasn't overcooked, was it? Was the duck okay? Cool. We were having a little issue searing it because I believe we started the charcoal way too soon. Greg is falling in love with me right now because of my culinary abilities. Thank you, Greg. And there's almost enough bone marrow in the mashed potatoes, right? They're not rich at all. All right, cool. Oh, geez. I thought I was stroking out for a second.
Yes, it was keeping us on our toes there. Thank you.
Thank you. Sous vide duck, pretty easy, especially for large crowds. I love sous vide food for large crowds. It cuts down a lot of the time, and then I like having hot things to cook them in afterwards, and that didn't work out tonight. I love these mashed potatoes. They're phenomenal. They're pretty good. The green beans, they're okay. You know, simple haricot verts, lemon juice, salt, a little butter, and the gluten-free things provided the lovely gluten-free corn muffin on the side, just in case you didn't feel like you were getting quite enough starch along with the potatoes. And I did mention that today was National Cheesecake Day. Just found that. Aren't you guys lucky? Because I do like to make cheesecakes. Tonight we're making or serving. I made these yesterday. Yeah. We're serving a limoncello sour orange cheesecake with a strawberry coulis and a curdless lemon curd. You'll see what I mean in a few minutes. You'll see what I mean in a few minutes. Enjoy. Pardon me? All right, I'm just going to, hey, John, what's in my pants?
We are having a good time here, aren't we now? Yes, the good thing about live. I love it. Well, I'm glad everyone's got some food. Let me throw John in here real quick.
tell you about the gluten-free things and the bread. Well, it's a little corn muffin, right? Is that what it is, John?
Cornbread, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hope you all are having a great time tonight. These are the great dinners that Greg and all the guys put on and stuff. What we did was Jim had, what I try to do is throw something gluten-free in for each of the different meals and stuff. So Jim put me in for a little bit of a challenge this evening. Outside of we could have had, we could have had gluten-free graham cracker crumbs, but, you know, that would have been too easy. But I'd like to get, I'd honestly like to get, because the way I develop products is I develop them not by what I taste and what I think you guys want. I actually base it on what my customers think. So, was the cornbread okay? It was actually kind of my first run at it, and I see a little tweak in there, kind of like as a typical person. But if you guys are gluten-free, we actually produce gluten-free vegan breads, cookies, muffins.
Where are you located?
We're at 64th and Sims, and our VADA, our website is glutenfreethings.com. It's really easy to remember. And anyways, please stop in, try our breads. A lot of celiacs come in and actually cry over my food. I actually had a lady today that was crying. As Greg thinks it's kind of crazy that people would come in and cry, but they do. They get, because our bread actually tastes like real bread. It doesn't taste like the... And you cried when you came into my place, especially when you tried to get my check.
But I want to say thank you to John, all of our sponsors, Gluten-Free Things. Please go check them out in Arvada. Thank you for this. And there's always little tasty gluten-free things right here at the Studio Kitchen. Thanks for coming. I'll let you all enjoy the rest of your meal with a little music.
Still on, of course. Are you ready?
What are you doing? I'm gonna let that say how great that fucking duck was, and then done with it because they were inhaled it because they were so fucking starved. By the time they got served the dinner,
Well, you're gonna talk to Jim until he's done handing out cheesecake.
okay, no, I'm not gonna talk to him. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him right because I've learned this. Don't let him finish. And then you don't get his attention, and then he goes talking. But if you get him right when he finishes, so that means I say my spiel, and then the moment he sets that last piece of fucking cheesecake, which is just about to happen, if you don't turn my ass on, then I'm gonna miss that window. I'm ready.
Okay, obviously the duck was terrible because everyone inhaled it. I watched how fast everyone ate it. And now we have cheesecake in front of you, and Jim is serving it himself, which you gotta love. Chef, entrepreneur, server. He was a much better server than me. Did he spill on anyone? Okay, way better than me, because I think I spilled on one or two people tonight. But the cheesecake looks awesome. I mean, did anyone have any complaints about that? And would you say a complaint to Biker Jim if you did have a complaint?
Not to his face.
Yeah, not to his face. He is a sweetheart, though. I mean, the rabbit, rather, duck, thank you. I just snuck out and finally got to taste some of the food. So, like, the duck was my first course I got to catch up with you all on. I hope it was killer. Thank you, Jim. Thank you to your crew. I want to know what this cheesecake is.
This cheesecake, eat it fast. I'm saying it's pretty tasty. There's a lot of booze in it, and you better get that in your systems quick so you can start getting it out of your system before you go home. Limoncello sour orange cheesecake. I've been making cheesecakes much of my life. I never figured I'd have a hot dog business. I always figured I'd have a cheesecake business, and I actually do own the license for Cheesecake Genius. Was the name of my company. My motto was, where would you rather get a cheesecake, from a factory or a genius? And when I first started, when I first started selling hot dogs, I was selling cheesecake off of my cart. And nobody's buying cheesecake, but chefs are coming by and they're having some. And I'm making these, limoncello cheesecakes, creme de menthe cheesecakes, brownie bottom, brownie top, white chocolate cheesecakes. I've since evolved into a brownie bottom, brownie center, brownie top, Kahlua coffee, amaretto, white chocolate layer cheesecake. But that's a little heavy for tonight. I figured we go something a little lighter, a little more summery. Does it taste okay? Good. How's the curdless curd? Curdless. It's pretty curdless. It's lemony. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say, so I really appreciate you guys coming out. Hopefully, I can't say it. Hopefully dinner will digest nicely, and you'll all feel good in the morning.
Thank you, Jim.
This is why I seldom get invited back to do things.
I love this guy's personality. His jokes are raw. He is real. What he does with Biker Jim, I knew him before then. I knew him as his cheesecake guy, which is a little ironic because his cheesecakes are incredible. Yeah, he's a good guy. So thank you. He's been through a lot. He has an incredible life and a story to tell, as does everyone. I want to thank all of the sponsors, people like Little Rich from Rockalita's Tortillas, all the people behind the scenes, all the people that were back here in the kitchen, working the cameras, working the sound. Thank you to everyone. Dave, Jay, big shout out to Greg. I know he's off talking to somebody, but thank you from the Modern Eater for coming out to dinner tonight. Enjoy yourselves. And thank you.